After 60, many people feel it. The unexplained fatigue, the cloudy thinking, the weak grip, the heavy legs, the deeper sadness they can't quite explain. They think it's just old age. But what if one simple, silent deficiency is quietly draining your strength, your mood, and your mind? In this video from True Senior Wisdom, we'll explore the one vitamin deficiency that affects nearly 1 in 3 older adults, often without their knowledge, and how to restore it naturally, not gently and effectively. This isn't about supplements you don't need or fear-based fixes. This is about real science, simple healing, and getting back to the energy and clarity you deserve. Let's begin with what this vitamin is and why missing it feels like you're slowly fading. Vitamin number 1, B12, the energy vitamin most seniors are missing. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve health, red blood cell formation, DNA production, and brain function. But after 60, your body's ability to absorb B12 from food drops dramatically, even if you're eating a balanced diet. This is due to reduced stomach acid and a protein called intrinsic factor, both of which are needed to extract and absorb B12 from food. Symptoms of B12 deficiency include constant fatigue even after sleep, tingling or numbness in hands and feet, difficulty walking or maintaining balance, memory issues or brain fog, low mood or unexplained sadness, pale or yellowed skin. These symptoms don't always happen all at once. Often they build quietly over months or even years until one day you feel like a shadow of your former self. The risk factors after 60: taking antacids or PPIs, vegetarian or low-meat diet, history of digestive issues, gastritis, ulcers, IBS, certain medications like metformin, type 2 diabetes, bariatric surgery, or weight loss procedures. B12 is found in animal-based foods, but absorbing it isn't automatic. It must first bind to intrinsic factor in the stomach, then travel to the small intestine where it's absorbed into the bloodstream. With age, this process becomes less efficient. Many older adults don't lack B12 because of diet. They lack the ability to absorb it well. That's why even those eating eggs and fish regularly may still be low in B12. How B12 affects your daily life. Low B12 can mimic dementia, depression, and even multiple sclerosis. It affects gait and stability, increasing risk of falls. It impacts energy at a cellular level, mitochondrial function. It can cause glossitis, a swollen, painful tongue. Simple fixes. Ask your doctor for a serum B12 test. Levels below 300 may require attention. Try methylcobalamin B12, a natural active form more easily absorbed. Consider sublingual drops, sprays, or lozenges instead of pills. Eat more B12-rich foods: eggs, sardines, salmon, beef liver, clams, fortified nutritional yeast. Space out antacids from B12 supplements if you use both. Many people feel more energetic within 1 to 2 weeks of starting B12. Nerve symptoms, like tingling, may take 1 to 3 months to improve. Cognitive clarity can return within 4 to 6 weeks. Mood changes often improve gradually over time. When supplementing B12, light movement helps improve circulation, helping the nutrient reach nerves, brain, and muscles more effectively. Gentle walking, stretching, and even gardening can enhance results. B12 isn't a trendy vitamin. It's not flashy, uh, but it's foundational. If you're over 60 and haven't had it checked, do it now. It may not just change your energy, it may change your entire outlook on aging. Vitamin 2, vitamin D, the sunshine nutrient that lifts mood and strengthens bones. Vitamin D is more than just a bone vitamin. It's a hormone-like substance that affects everything from your immune system to your emotional resilience. And after 60, most people, even those who spend time outdoors, don't get enough. Why seniors are often deficient. Skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Kidneys become less effective at converting vitamin D into its active form. Many older adults avoid sun exposure due to skin cancer concerns or mobility issues. Diets are often low in natural D-rich foods. Symptoms of vitamin D deficiency: joint and muscle pain, frequent illness or poor wound healing, bone thinning or fractures, low mood or depression, chronic fatigue or heaviness in the body. Many of these signs are mistaken for normal aging, but they're not. They're signs your body is asking for sunlight and support. Vitamin D receptors are found in the brain, particularly in areas linked to mood and memory. Low levels have been associated with seasonal affective disorder, SAD, increased risk of Alzheimer's, cognitive decline, and forgetfulness. A 2021 meta analysis in the American Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that seniors with low vitamin D levels were twice as likely to experience depression compared to those with optimal levels. How much do you need? The recommended blood level is at least 30 nanograms per milliliters, but many experts suggest 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliters for optimal aging. After 60, most people need 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily to maintain healthy levels. Those already deficient may need more under doctor's supervision. Natural ways to boost vitamin D. Sunlight, 15 to 20 minutes of direct midday sun, 3 to 4 times per week. Arms and legs exposed, no sunscreen during that short period. Food sources. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, egg yolks, fortified milk or cereals, beef liver, cod liver oil. Supplements. Look for D3, cholecalciferol, the form your body naturally makes from sunlight. Pair with fat. Vitamin D is fat soluble, so take it with a meal that includes healthy fats. If you take high dose vitamin D for long term support, consider adding vitamin K2. It helps direct calcium to the bones instead of arteries, keeping your heart safe while strengthening your skeleton. This isn't just about bones. This is about your energy, your posture, your resilience, and your ability to wake up and greet the day without pain or fog. After 60, light doesn't just shine from the outside, it shines from within. Give your body back the sunshine it's missing, because sometimes the best medicine is as simple as stepping outside. Magnesium, the mineral that relaxes muscles and eases aging stress. Magnesium is one of the most essential yet most overlooked minerals for older adults. It powers more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those responsible for energy production, nerve movement, muscle movement, heart rhythm, and bone formation. Yet studies show that more than 50% of people over 60 are magnesium deficient, often without knowing it. Why seniors are especially at risk. Magnesium absorption decreases with age. Many common medications, diuretics, PPIs, antibiotics, deplete magnesium levels. Older adults often eat fewer magnesium-rich foods. Stress and chronic inflammation increase magnesium needs. Symptoms of magnesium deficiency: muscle cramps or spasms, poor sleep or insomnia, anxiety or restlessness, fatigue, especially in the morning, irregular heartbeat, numbness or tingling, increased blood pressure. If you've ever wondered why your muscles feel tight, why you wake up feeling unrested, or why you feel on edge without cause, magnesium might be the missing link. Magnesium's role in strength and stability. After 60, you need your muscles and bones to work in harmony. Magnesium helps regulate calcium and potassium in muscle cells, supports muscle relaxation after contraction, keeps bones dense and strong alongside calcium and vitamin D, prevents nighttime leg cramps and spasms that disturb sleep. When you're stressed, your body dumps magnesium, and when you're low in magnesium, you feel more stressed. It's a vicious cycle, but replenishing magnesium can improve sleep quality, reduce cortisol and adrenaline surges, calm your nervous system, help regulate heart rate and rhythm. Best food sources of magnesium: leafy greens, spinach, Swiss chard, kale, nuts and seeds, pumpkin, sunflower, almonds, legumes, black beans, lentils, chickpeas, whole grains, quinoa, brown rice, oats, avocados, and bananas. Dark chocolate in moderation. Supplement options. If a food alone isn't enough, consider magnesium glycinate, best for anxiety and sleep, magnesium citrate, helpful for constipation, magnesium malate for fatigue and muscle pain. Avoid magnesium oxide, poorly absorbed and may cause stomach upset. Start low, 100 to 200 milligrams daily, and build up slowly. Always consult your doctor if you're on medications, especially heart or kidney medications. Magnesium isn't a vitamin, it's a mineral, but more than that, it's a reset button for your body, your mind, and your peace. If you're over 60 and feel tense, tired, or tight, your body might be whispering what it truly needs. More than rest, more than willpower, more than vitamins. It needs magnesium. Let it restore you. Let it soften you. Let it hold your strength quietly so you can live loudly. It's easy to blame age for feeling weaker, slower, or more tired, but often what feels like getting old is really just your body asking for something it's missing, something simple, something vital. When you restore B12, you restore your spark. When you restore vitamin D, you restore your light. And when you restore magnesium, you restore your calm. You don't need to chase perfect health. You just need to listen to your body and give it back what time quietly took away. Because after 60, healing isn't loud, it's gentle. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Every time you choose nourishment, not just food, but rest, movement, sunlight, kindness, you remind your body, I still care. I still have more to live. I still get to feel good. If this video brought you insight or comfort, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need this message today. Let us know in the comments which of these nutrients have you struggled with and what's helped. Subscribe to True Senior Wisdom for more practical, peaceful guidance on aging with energy, clarity, and grace. Because growing older doesn't mean growing dim, it means growing deeper. And you, just as you are still unfolding. Thank you for being here. Your wisdom matters. Your wellness still blooms.